Hello, Global Lent Madness viewing public. It is our first Monday Madness of this Lenten season, and we've got a big one for you as we look back, look ahead, share some ministry moments, and even crown some canon of comments. That's right, we've been reading them all, and we are very impressed. I am, of course, Father Michael Sadev with Father Christian Anderson. And Christian, what a week it has been. Tell me, what has stuck out to you from this past week? Our matchups, our close races. I mean, we've got a few 49, 51 percenters. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think in the history I've seen these tight matchups from the beginning of really going all the way past midnight into the morning and having votes that were coming from all over the world and having lots of votes come in.
Lots of votes.
And so, yeah, it was
10,000.
an active system. Yes,
We had a 10,000 voter. It was crazy.
10,000. So that broke some records there. So it was exciting though, because it just all kept us on our phone, just refresh. So so whether you want to call them influencers or people who are active on social media who have quite a following, they really were just awesome. And thank you again to all you folks who've been helping out, because that really lifted up, getting a lot of outside folks who normally wouldn't be doing Lent Madness, getting geeked, getting excited about the saints. And that's what this is about on our Lenten journey.
Well, speaking of getting excited about the saints, I know for you and I, it is really how their witness inspires our faith. And what we used to share and call our ministry moments of madness in some ways, the triple M. What were some saints that really inspired you in your faith in this past week?
I was just, as a Episcopalian, as part of the Anglican Communion, I was reminded of how important that three-legged stool is because of that showdown that happened between Hooker and Cramner. People are like, I can't believe you're putting these two together in the first round. And just reading the comments and how a lot of people voted for Hooker just because the three-legged stool meant so much to them. It just reminded me of our identity, of who we are. If you are part of the Anglican persuasion, that is a defining thing why people find themselves in this church, because they're so appreciative of reason. And they were like, that alone, I got to give it to Hooker over Cramner, which was not an easy vote for many people.
No, it wasn't an easy vote for me. I do appreciate the three-legged stool, the Via Media, but for me, it actually was a guy who went down hard. It was our first matchup, John Wesley. And here in his story, of course, he died a faithful Anglican. Okay, so still within the family, although inspired the Methodist movement and then eventually the Methodist Church. But his addition to that three-legged stool, the fourth, what they call the Wesleyan quadrilateral, scripture, reason, tradition, and personal experience, really spoke to me. Yeah, and the way in which we don't just know about Jesus, but we get to know him personally and experience the Spirit in our lives. So inspiring, and I think what we hope maybe Lent Madness might even offer. But to that end, we've got a whole week's worth of exciting matchups coming up ahead. Yeah, what's standing out to you?
Well, Janai Luam, his story, just because Idi Amin was, he just represents a lot of us who wish that when the going gets hot, we would have the courage to stand up against authorities that would take us out, So whether it's like a Romero who grew into that and finally who took to stand up. But Janai from the beginning was doing that and criticizing the regime, and it cost him his life. And so for someone who called it out and was not afraid to speak the truth of the gospel is inspiring to all of us as we try to figure out how much do we say? How much do we speak? How much do you shake the boat? I think a lot of preachers and a lot of folks just within the church right now are debating that. What do I do? And trying to honor and be pastoral to my flock.
Especially in this day and age, right? With all that is taking place, I think that is somebody who we can hold up to. Listen, I couldn't agree more, but I am actually really excited for one of the biggest matchups of the Lent Madness season. Joan of Arc, everybody's been talking about her. How is she going to get, she's going to roll through this thing. But I actually think Marina the monk is going to give her a run for her money. Wow. And I hope and pray that all of our friends give her a shot before you just click that Joan of Arc button. Her story of the way in which she lived out her faith, going into a monastery, pretending to be a man until her death. It wasn't even revealed. There's so much there. I don't want to give it all away, but I hope everyone will read the story of Marina the monk and just how important and applicable it is for us in our lives today. Keep an eye on
That
that
could
one.
the Cinderella story come and take down the number one seed, Joan of Arc, because you're right. She's been listed in all the polls as the consensus Golden Halo preseason pick. And Marina the Monk is saying, not on my watch, because she's gonna make a dogfight out of it. So good on you to pick that one. Yeah, that's exciting.
It's Kentucky versus the St. Peter's Peacocks, I think it was, not that long ago,
Yeah.
for our March
Yes.
Madness friends.
Uh-huh.
But what really makes Lent Madness is everybody involved in this with us. And we have had some awesome, awesome engagement this year. I especially want to shout out, in particular, the Cathedral of St. James, who has not only shared our stuff, been a part of it with us this entire time, but actually made little figurines of each one of our saints. I'm showing to you now that depict each matchup, going week by week. They're uploading, they're sharing them. They are so great, so fun. So shout out to the Cathedral of St. James in South Bend, Indiana. You're getting my canon of commenters for this week. Christian, who do you have?
Well, hey man, I mean, it's kind of cool when A15 shouts you out. We're just a little people out there in the field doing the work. And so the Episcopal Church, the official Episcopal Church Instagram reposted. It is not retweeted, but reposted and liked. So a shout out to the intern who's like, oh, let's get these guys mad. It's a little bit of love. So thank you for the shout out and for the love, because really what this again is about is to get more people engaged with the saints. It comes across as we're kind of a goofy, fun, lighthearted thing, but we really allow the saints to really guide us. And so thank you, 815, for helping us out with that.
Yeah, listen, you love when the home team shows a little bit of love for a couple of their soldiers out in the field. Shout out to that intern, whoever you are. We see you. We appreciate you. I'm sure some of you all have also been checking out our incredible trading cards that we've been pumping and seeing around. Bird Tracy, who has created these, been so kind to share them along with us. All the different churches that have been continuously to share, doing their Lenten forums all throughout the year with these. It's so much fun how Lent Madness brings us all together, and I'm so excited for. This is only the first full week. We've got a whole rest of the round of 32, the Saintly 16, the Faithful 4, and then that Golden Halo matchup. And so as we're looking ahead, Christian, I want you to give me your way too early Golden Halo winner. Who do you have? This is the polls. This is coming out right now. If you had to pick one all the way out in the future, who is it that's going to come home with this thing?
I just, because of that, we have a big Episcopal contingency. There is potential for Hooks to make a run.
Wow.
There is a potential for Hooks to make a run. I think people are just feeling the identity. Who are we? What makes us up? And so I don't know. That's way too early. I put Hooker. And this, but this last week, I gotta say, it was like playoffs when Reverend Gary, all the way from Canada, was pumping up. She had who she had? What was that matchup where it was all going? Oh, she had Edith Stein, right?
Versus Amy Carmichael. Yeah. She brought him out.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to also put Amy in the position. I mean, Edith in the position. When you got someone like Reverend Gary behind you, look out, friends. That's a good hype woman right there.
Going up against Desmond Tutu in our next round. I mean, a buzzsaw, absolutely. So we will see how much weight that she can carry throughout the rest of this Lent Madness season. I think that's going to do it for our Monday Madness, for all that we have to look forward to. But make sure to check back in with us tomorrow and the next day and the next day for our daily saintly showdowns as we move through the rest of the round of 32. And as always, my friends, happy Lent.
Happy Lent.